Hey guys, today we are going to go take some cuttings from some of the plants, and I'm going to show you how to propagate from cuttings, so come on. Okay, the first one I'm going to do is the Lantana. You can see this is a beautiful Lantana. It's very structured, it's not sprawling like a lot of the other ones that they have available. But this one is really compact and I really like it. This is about the height it's going to get. And I really like the color and I like to propagate some more. They are annual in our area. They will die back. There are some that may survive through the winter if you mulch it. I garden in zone 7B, so it's kind of teetering between the two. I'm going to take some cuttings and then we're going to show you how to propagate some from cutting. So what I usually do is I go inside the plant. I'm using this back side because I want to kind of leave the color in the front. So I'm going to come on the back side here and get some cuttings. Now I've done both, some of the old and new, and what I'll do is I'll come in here and I'll snip right here, right where the nodes are. And I'm going to use this whole one here. And just going to go in, get a couple. You can see some are a little bit more mature, and then these are all the young shoots here. I can propagate from either one of those. So let me come back here, get a couple more, and we're going to take this one. So I'm just cutting it from the back, so that way I still have the front, and it can still give me flowers until first frost hits them. Let's do one more. I'm going to do one more. Alright, so I'll take this one over here, and we're going to go get two more from two other lantanas that I want to propagate. So that's different in color. This is the punch one, I believe, and that's the yellow. Can't remember what the name of the yellow one is. The yellow one is more sprawling, but it's a lower habit. It likes to sprawl on the ground. This one can get pretty leggy but tall if you let it. See how they just sprawl compared to the other one that's more compact. This one's more freestyle. I like the compact one, which is why I'm going to propagate more of the other one. But this one is the same method. I'm going to go in. I'm going to use the cuttings from the back side. Takes just a couple branches, and then we're gonna root from there. Since this one is into this plant, I'm gonna cut a couple of the branches from over here. And maybe that one. Okay, and then a couple of the yellow one. See, the yellow one, I don't know why, but for some reason it just doesn't want to be more upright in structure. So I'm going to take this one, and I think that's really all I need for this one. And then that's it. Just going to take a couple of each, and then we're going to go back to the propagating table. Alright, so I'm back at the table with the cuttings. I have just a bowl of water in here. Basically, I'll go through each of the stems, strip what I don't want. I'll strip what I don't want and then usually do the cutting. I usually go about 3 nodes and then I cut from there. So the nodes are here. Here's 1, 2, and 3. I'll strip the first 1 or 2. This one, and I also deadhead the plants, the flower that was already there, so I'll remove that. I'll also remove some of the leaves and leave just a little bit. See how this one has a flower? I'll go in and I will actually remove that because I don't want it to spend the time on that. And this will be a cutting. It's about 5 inches, 6 inch. I'll put it in the water. Get the next one ready. Here's 1, 2. I'll actually just do 2 so I can do another one. So from there, I'll strip here and remove this. Cut that flower, the spent flower, and then remove the bigger leaves so that it doesn't have photosynthesis and take up all of the water. Let's see, just gonna remove that, and then I'll stick this part into the soil. Now, some of the younger cuttings, I still use them. So like on this one that I just took off of that one, just remove the flowers. Okay. And I'm just gonna remove these leaves. And this one is a small one still, but I will still use it and I will still propagate. Let's see, so here is a big one. So we'll take it, I'll do 3 nodes on this one because it seems a lot shorter. Strip the first set, cut it here. And I'm gonna tip it a little bit so it doesn't have all those leaves. So it'll end up looking like this. And then just sit it in the water. And I will go through and do all of this. I'll tip this one since this one has the flowers on top. And then I will be right back. Alright everybody, now that we are done with the cuttings, I put it here in this bowl that has water in it just so it can kind of stay hydrated while I get the medium ready, and then we'll put it in the medium and then we'll cover it up, and that's about it. Alright everybody, so I have the tote. This is the tote you can get from Walmart for about $8. I put some holes on the bottom so that it can drain through, and the medium that I'm using is fine pine mulch. Now you can use different medium depending on your area. My area, I garden in zone 7B. It does get a little bit hot and humid, so with the humidity you need something that can have free draining so the air can breathe through, otherwise it gets mold really easily. So that's why I chose to use this medium. Everything is in here. I do have 2 different kinds of cutting. I think it's too dark. I won't be able to see it there. So I have some cuttings that are, as you can see here, this is more woody than others. An example of non-woody would be this stem here, which is all green. That's basically all new growth. And I even use some of them, just the tip. This is like the very first growth of some of the stems. So I have different forms in here. I find that the one that is medium usually roots better for me. The woody one, this isn't fully wooded, but you can see it still has some green. This one sometimes I have a hard time getting root in, but this one definitely has a better chance of rooting. So you basically take it and see where the nodes are. Where I stripped the first node, you can see there's damage right there on both sides. That's where I'm going to stick into the ground, and that's where most of the concentration of the rooting hormones. It will actually grow roots right there. See, right here. So basically what I'm going to do is take this and we will just start in a corner and stick it in. So same thing with this one. I wounded it right here. And what I'll do is I'll go in and just stick it all the way in. Make sure it's secure. Now a lot of people would use divots, but I don't find that a divot is necessary. It goes in pretty easily. So I'm just going to stick it in. And just stick it in. And just take this and stick it in. Alright you guys, now that it is in, what I'm going to do is mist it. Make sure that I get it pretty wet. Everything gets a good soaking and drinking from this toast. And this mulch actually keeps moisture in very well. So you can see here, I'm just wetting everything down, getting the mulch really wet and damp, making sure everybody gets a nice drink. And then I am gonna put the lid over top of it, and then I will put it in kind of a shady area, not full sun, but it gets indirect sunlight, and I'll keep this tote like this until springtime. So this is how you propagate lantana from cutting. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye everybody.